Hello there, and welcome to today's recap of episodes 2 to 4 of the anime series titled Oshinoko. Previously, the infamous Japanese idol Ai Hoshino gave birth to a pair of reincarnated twins, the boy among which ironically used to be Ai's doctor in his previous life. Meanwhile, the girl died of cancer in her past life, which leads us to the present, with her being reborn as Ai's daughter, Ruby Hoshino. One thing both twins had in common, though, was their overwhelming love for their mother, especially since both used to adore her as their favorite idol before dying. However, since the writer of this manga happens to be the sadistic devil incarnate, hence yours, mine, as well as the twin siblings' beloved Ai Hoshino ends up dying an untimely death at the hands of a crazed fan of hers. The devastated Aqua later utilizes his critical thinking abilities to come to the conclusion that a more sinister and intelligent mastermind was in fact responsible for their mother's horrible death, and hence begins Aqua's quest to hunt down his mom's true murderer, aka his own mysterious father. Dying to learn what transpires next? Keep watching then, fellas. The story resumes 10 years from where it left off. To sum it up, both Aqua and his sister Ruby have grown up quite a lot since we last met him. Anyways, present-day Ruby is consumed with her dream of following in her mother Ai Hoshino's footsteps. In other words, Ruby nowadays is a teenage girl whose mind is overflowing with thoughts of one day becoming an idol just as famous and cute as her deceased mother was back in the day. Sadly enough, Strawberry Productions, the agency on which her mother Ai used to rely on, previously had shut down its idol unit after their star Ai's gruesome death. Ruby is far from having lost hope, though. Instead, the optimistic girl keeps applying for vacant idol positions at various other agencies from time to time. What's funny is how her own brother Aqua secretly stands in between Ruby and her dreams of becoming an idol someday. Thing is, their mother's unnatural death took quite a toll on Aqua, to a point where the guy became nuts and finally ended up hating the entire showbiz industry. Also, him being overly protective of his dear sister and wishing to prevent her from suffering the same tragic fate as their mother doesn't help either. Long story short, Aqua utilizes his superb acting skills to mislead his sister into thinking that she's been rejected, when in reality he withdraws her job applications each time. Talk about a sister complex powered by a huge dose of pessimism and anxiety. Alas, Aqua's undercover attempts to ruin his sister's career dreams don't last for long, though. Turns out, some insignificant underground agency without any proven track record finally ends up offering his sister Ruby a contract. Aqua consults the issue with their adoptive mother Miyako, who's also acting as the current head of Strawberry Productions. As a result, Miyako decides to reinstate her agency's idol program as a way of supporting Ruby's dream, plus also ensuring that no harm comes to her cherished foster daughter. On the flip side, Aqua's seen working part-time as sidekick to director Gotanda. Thing is, Aqua realized years ago how he doesn't necessarily have to become an actor in order to root out the true mastermind behind his mother's murder, aka his father. Instead, he can simply investigate from behind the scenes by becoming involved in the filmmaking process. That isn't the only reason behind Aqua forfeiting acting, though. Truth is, the guy's lost confidence in himself. After all, previously when he was still a kid, he became hailed as a genius actor not because he was skillful with the expressions, rather, the credit goes to his mature, reincarnated mind. Regrettably, now that everybody's the same age, at least physically, Aqua seems to have kinda lost his unfair advantage and has therefore become quite an average actor. At least that's what the fella thinks. I beg to differ, though. After all, fooling your perceptive twin sister time and time again isn't a walk in the park, you know? Anyhow, both siblings soon end up joining Utah High School, which flaunts a rather prestigious performing arts department. While paying the school a visit, both Ruby and Aqua are left dumbfounded after bumping into Kana Arima, the same girl who participated in a film together with Aqua and his mother Ai back in the day. Kana is beyond delighted upon having been reunited with siblings, although she does regularly experience the urge to strangle the airheaded Ruby for being far too annoying with her lame jokes. Anyways, Kana is somewhat disappointed upon learning that Aqua quit being an actor a long time ago. Turns out, the redhead still has faith in Aqua's acting abilities, even when the guy himself doesn't believe in their reliability. However, Kana isn't one to give up that easily. Instead, she ends up offering to utilize her connections and have Aqua enlisted as the cast member of Sweet Today, an upcoming live adaptation of the manga series. Although uninterested at first, Aqua soon gives his consent to fill the position after learning that the name of the series producer is Kabarugi. Said person used to be a close acquaintance of Aqua's mother, Ai, back in the day, and therefore might have valuable info regarding who their mother's unknown husband truly was. Heck, Kabarugi might even possibly be the twins' mysterious father himself. Anyways, Aqua will surely need to get in touch with Kabarugi in order to have his DNA tested and finally verify his suspicions. To that end, Aqua plays along with Kana and has himself designated a fellow actor in the Sweet Today's live adaptation. What's interesting is how Aqua is assigned the role of a villain, a stalker in case we are being specific. During production, Aqua realizes how Kabarugi's main aim isn't to nail the show with superb acting. Rather, the show's merely meant as promotional material for the various youthful male models being cast within it. The fact that the authorities are willfully letting those flashy male models' pathetic acting slide by doesn't sit well with Kana. In her opinion, intentionally not giving it your all during the acting part is cruel not just to the story, but also the one who wrote it. Despite all that, Aqua wonders why Kana's participating in such a low-quality show with a good-for-nothing cast. Here, Kana explains how she inevitably fell out of favor in the showbiz industry many years ago thanks to her sniffy attitude. The girl's been trying to pick up the pieces since then, which is why she assumed a role in this mockery of a show. Later, during a break session, Aqua succeeds in confiscating a thrown-away cigarette carrying Kabarugi's saliva samples. By examining the DNA from saliva pasted on said cigarette, he will no doubt be able to uncover whether Kabarugi is truly his biological father or not. Here, despite having accomplished his primary goal, Aqua doesn't bail on the show. Thing is, he's somewhat grateful to Kana for having unknowingly presented him the opportunity to possibly locate his father. For that reason alone, Aqua decides to stay a while longer and see through the series' production, all while pouring his best efforts into the acting department. Long story short, Aqua nails the show finale by improvising not just his own acts and dialogues, but by also kinda manipulating the main actor into coughing out a more satisfying and authentic-looking performance. Kana's quite motivated as a result, and therefore proceeds with utilizing her highly convincing tearful eyes to match Aqua's energy. In such a way, despite all prior episodes being mostly rubbish, the final one does end up pretty well thanks to both their efforts. Afterwards, Aqua runs into Kabarugi during a party event. By now, he's already had his DNA tested against that of Kabarugi and therefore is aware of the fact that Kabarugi ain't the wretched father he's been looking for. Even so, Kabarugi picks up on Aqua's curiosity about matters related to the late idol Ai Hoshino. The cunning producer therefore offers a win-win situation. Simply put, Kabarugi promises to reveal info regarding Ai's various doings, such as whom she used to date, in return for him starring in one of Kabarugi's upcoming reality dating shows. Aqua instantly agrees and signs the contract, despite yet again lacking any interest whatsoever. On the flip side, Ruby feels ashamed upon learning that she alone isn't holding any entertainment industry-related job among all her peers at the Performing Arts Department. In her impatience, Ruby starts pestering Miyako to put together Strawberry Productions' idol group and let her star in it ASAP. However, theirs is a small agency, and so recruiting talented idols who also charge reasonable fees certainly ain't a piece of cake. Aqua, who had been eavesdropping on the conversation, experiences a eureka moment just then. Thing is, Kana's quite talented, gets along fairly well with the siblings, and is also currently a freelancer, meaning her fees are considerably cheap. Hence, why not hire her as an idol for the agency, huh? That sums up the current episode, fellas. Please do comment in case you're rooting for recaps of even further Oshinoko episodes.